Sorry.
No annulment.
What?
There will be no annulment.
Will there not?
No. I'm afraid you'll have to do without.
Oh, well, it was just a whim.
Oh! I'm so relieved. I didn't want to lose you, Henry.
Just out of curiosity, as intellectual to intellectual, how in the name of bleeding Jesus can you lose me? Do you ever see me? Am I ever with you? Ever near you? Am I ever anywhere but somewhere else?
I'm not concerned about your geographical location.
Do we write? Do I send messages? Do dinghies bearing gifts float up the Thames to you? Are you remembered?
Can't you feel the chains?
You know enough to know that you cannot stop me.
Oh, I don't have to stop you. I have only to delay you. Every enemy you have has friends in Rome. Will cost you time.
What is this? I am not moldering. My paint is not peeling off. I am good for years.
How many years? Suppose I hold you back for one. I can, it's possible. Suppose your first son dies. Ours did. It's possible. Suppose your daughter next. We were. How old is Daddy then? What kind of spindly, rickets-ridden, dim-eyed, wizened, gammy-handed, limpy line of things will you beget then?
It is sweet of you to care.
And when you die, which is regrettable, but necessary, what will happen to your frail Alaise then? And her pruny prince? You can't believe that Richard would allow your grotesque to grow.
You wouldn't let him do a thing like that.
Let him? I'd push him through the nursery door.
You are not that cruel.
Don't fret. We'll wait until you're dead to do it.
Eleanor, what do you want?
I want what you want. A king for a son. You can make more, I can't. You think I want to disappear? One son is all I've got. You can blot him out and call me cruel. You've lived with everything I've lost these last 10 years and loved another woman through it. And I'm cruel. I can peel you like a pear, and God himself would call it justice.
I will die soon. One day I'll duck too slow, and at Westminster they will sing out Vivat Rex for someone else. I beg you, let it be a son of mine.
I am not moved to tears.
I have no sons.
You have too many sons. You don't need more.
Well then, wish me luck. I am off.
To Rome?
That's where they keep the Pope.
You don't dare. You don't dare go.
Say that again at noon, you'll say it to my horse's ass. Lamb, I'll be rid of you by Easter. You can count your reign in days.
If you leave, we'll rise against you.
Oh, who will?
Richard, Geoffrey, John, and Eleanor of Aquitaine.
The day those stout hearts band together is the day that pigs get wings.
Well, then there'll be pork in the treetops come morning. Don't you see? You've given them a common cause. New sons. If you leave the country, you've lost it.
All of you at once.
And Philip, too. He'd join.
Yes, he would.
Now, how's your trip to Rome?
You would truly do this to me?
Don't worry.
think not. Should I take 1,000 men-at-arms to Rome? Or is that showy?
Bluff away. I love it.
Poor thing. How can I break the news? You've just miscalculated.
Have I? How?
You should have lied to me. You should have promised to be good while I was gone. I would have let your 3 boys loose. They could have fought me then.
You wouldn't keep your sons locked up here.
Why the devil wouldn't
You
I?
don't dare.
Why not? What is to stop me? Let them sit in Chinon for a while.
I forbid it.
Oh, she forbids it.
Did I sleep with your father or didn't I?
No doubt you're going to tell me that you did.
Would it upset you?
What about the 1,000 men? I say be gaudy and to hell with it.
Henry, don't leave me. I'm at rock bottom. I'll do anything to keep you.
I think you mean it.
Ask for something.
Eleanor, we are past it. We are years
Test
past
me.
it.
Name an act.
There isn't one.
About my fornication with your father.
Yes, there is. You can expire.
You first, old man. I only hope I'm there to watch. You are so afraid of dying. You're so scared
Oh,
of it.
poor Eleanor. If only she had lied.
She did. She said she never loved your
I
father.
can always count on you.
Oh, I never touched you without thinking Jeffrey. Jeffrey.
When you hurt me, I will cry
Oh,
out.
I put more horns on you than Louis ever wore.
Am I supposed to care?
I'll kill you if you leave me.
You can try.
I loved your father's body. It was beautiful.
It never happened.
Shall I describe it to you? His arms were rough.
Eleanor,
with
I hope you
scars.
die.
Yeah, I can feel his arms. I
it.
feel them. I feel them. What's that? Have I hurt you?
My God, I'm going to be
We
sick.
did it! You were in the next room when we did it. Well, what family doesn't have its ups and downs? Thank you.
It only seems natural to go from there from a lake to called Betrayal. Harold Pinter wrote Betrayal about a real-life situation in his life, and it's a classic triangle. So we've got Emma and Robert and Jerry, and Jerry's the best friend, and he was the best man for Robert's wedding to Emma. But guess what? That's right. Jerry and Emma also seem to have something going on. The play is done in a reverse chronology, which is really interesting. So at the very beginning of the play, you see the end of the affair, and then it works backwards through time, and you get to wonder, so how did it begin? Here's how it began.
Good God.
I've been waiting for you.
What do you mean?
I knew you'd come.
I just came in to brush my hair.
I knew you'd have to. I knew you'd have to brush your hair. I knew you'd have to leave the party. You're a beautiful hostess.
Aren't you enjoying the party?
I've been watching you all night. Listen. I must tell you. I want to tell you. I have to tell you.
Please.
You're incredible.
You're drunk.
Nevertheless,
Jerry.
I was best man at your wedding. I saw you in white. I watched you glide by in white.
I wasn't in white.
You know what should have happened.
What?
I should have had you in your white before the wedding. I should have blackened you in your white wedding dress. I should have blackened you in your bridal dress before ushering you into your wedding as your best man.
My husband's best man. Your best friend's best man.
No. Your best man.
I have to go.
You're so lovely. Don't you see? I'm crazy about you. All these words I'm using. Can't you see they've never been said before? Don't you see? I'm crazy about you, like a whirlwind. Have you been to the Sahara Desert? Listen to me. It's true. Listen. You overwhelm me. You're so lovely.
I'm not.
You're so beautiful. Look at the way you're looking at me.
I'm not looking at you.
Look at the way you're looking at me. I can't wait for you. I love you.
My husband is just on the other side of that door. Thank you.
So what do you think happened after that? Any Monty Python fans? Monty Python?
Yeah.
Yes? Still watch reruns? Eric Idle? Well, when Cece first started working with me, she had just been out of preschool. And she presented a monologue from Monty Python called Leapy Lee. What's that? You remember that one? Yes, Eric Idle dresses up as a woman and having an identity problem. There's a huge, wonderful commentary in a very Monty Python way on what's our real identity in this world and who are we? And are we just a number? What's our real name and where are we? So Leapy Lee is about to solve that problem. We have a female version of Leapy Lee this time. And I'm going to ask you to cheer along. She's going to ask you some questions about who she is. Okay? Needs your response. She's even going to sing at some point for a few seconds. How about clapping and applauding along with her? All right? Here we go.
Singer. Hello fans, hello. I'm McDonald's. No, that's Naomi's favorite fruit. I'm Mrs. Andy Murray. No, that's Naomi's favorite tennis player's wife. I'm Mrs. Go Out for dinner, back to my house for a little cup of coffee and a little bit of naughty. No, that's my favorite night out. Oh dear. Well then, I guess I am Leapy Lee. Hello? Oh yes, no. Yes, I thought I might not be. Yes, thank you. That's ever so lovely. Yes, okay, I'll tell them. Thank you. So apparently, I'm not Leapy Lee. I thought I might not be. But wait, I have it, wait, I've got it written down somewhere, I swear I do. No, boys, no. Wait. I'm Margaret Thatcher? No. Okay, I'm Sir Alec Guinness? No, okay. I'm David Beckham? No, I'm Theresa May? Oh, no. Margaret Thatcher, Mousy Tower, Phoebe Arnold? No. Oh, wait 1 second. I've got it. Wait. Oh. Oh, yes. Hello? Yes, I was wondering if you might. Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that's ever so wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes, bye. I'm so excited. Hello, fans. I am Mrs. What number are you dialing, please? Yes! Thank you.
1967, the playwright Robert Edison wrote a series of one acts that became a hilarious evening called You Know I Can't Hear You When the Water's Running. Wonderful cliched phrase. Became a huge hit on Broadway, and the first one act is called The Shock of Recognition.
Ouais, Madame Sartre, on est pas ça.
No. Your mom's not the only one who said it. I love the way you personalize. And in The Shock of Recognition, we're going to see an excerpt here where actually the playwright, I think, was rather prescient about what was to come in the theater in the late 60s that's being confronted here between playwright and producer. Jeff?
Now, Jack, I've been talking to that agent of yours, and he says you mean it when you say in your script, Patrick, age 43, enters from the bathroom, naked.
Oh, sure, it's in the script.
Well, I know, but I thought maybe it was there just to give an indication to the actor or director.
No, I mean it.
Well, hell, Jack, you've written a lot of plays. You know we can't do that.
Why not?
We offend people. You'd be put in jail.
Why should people be offended by a naked man?
Oh, come on.
Damn it, Herb. It is about time that our theater grew up. We gotta let a little air in here somewhere. It is not like I'm trying to do something sexy. Far from it. Jesus. When Ibsen put a real-life scene on stage in 1889, the audience recognized their own lives. They stood up and cheered.
Oh, you put a naked man on stage and they're gonna stand up and go home.
I am not asking you to put a couple making love on stage.
Oh no, that comes next.
No, I just want them to get the shock of recognition. I want them to feel at home. I want them to say, by God, that is just like us. All right. Listen, the wife. She's just lying there in bed. She's reading the morning. What is the matter?
Oh no, I just thought I should check. Is she naked too?
For God's sake, no. She's lying there. She can be dressed 6 layers deep as far as I'm concerned. And she's reading the papers. And she's chattering away to her husband who's in the bathroom. And the water is running. Suddenly, the water is turned off. The husband appears in the bedroom. He's got his toothbrush in his hand and he's naked. And he says, honey, you know I can't hear you when the water's running. And he stands there for a moment.
Yeah, just long enough for everyone to faint.
And then he goes back in. The next time we see him, he has a robe on. And that is that.
Why?
I told you, the shock of recognition. It's the same reason they put running water on stage in The Voice of the Turtle.
Jack, that was 25 years ago. We're in a different kind of theater now.
Okay, you know what? Good. I release you from your contract.
No, wait, Jack!
Herb, this is important to me. This is not some sexy, muscular man bare to the waist full of erotic implications about what he's got going on in his bulging jeans. I just want to show man as he is. I want to show you. I want to show me.
Hey, speak for yourself.
What Shakespeare called a poor forked radish. No implications. No implications other than mortality and ridiculousness.
You find a naked man ridiculous.
Mostly, yes. Come on, so do you. I think the men in the audience will howl with recognition and delight.
Oh, it's seeing this man flapping in the breeze.
A real man, naked. Of course, in the play, he is quite a guy. He is our hero.
You know, you didn't say in the script that not only do you want a naked man, you want a ridiculous-looking naked man.
That is the whole point. I don't want an Adonis on stage. That's what the movies and the other guys are getting at. It's the thing I'm trying to get away from.
He is touching in his nakedness. You find a naked man touching?
Okay. Actually, that is Sarah's expression. She finds a naked man, especially his rear end, touching. When she said it, she called my attention to it, and I took a look in the mirror.
And did you find your tail touching?
Look,
You know, I think it's Sarah needs the analyst, not you. Touching? It sounds kind of maternal, as though she wanted to put baby powder on it. The last time I looked at my rear end, I did not find it touching, nor does Gloria. She just finds it big. Mr. Big Ass, she calls me, if you'll excuse the expression. And I say, honey, you can't drive a spike with a tack hammer. But that's our relationship. Yours is something else again. Look, never look. How about I suggest a compromise? If it's the rear end that you find so touching, how about we show that? They did it in Marat Sod and got away with it.
no, no, no!
You want to show the whole works?
Yes, I do!
You know, I hesitate to ask you how your wife characterizes your... Does she find that touching too?
She finds it no work of art. Nor does any woman, as I understand it. I haven't done a house-to-house poll. It's the boys that find it a work of stunning magnificence. And that's what I want to blast. I want every man in the audience to want to reach out and shake my hand.
And every woman to reach out and pat your fanny.
I knew you'd give me a fight on this, Herb. So I brought some pictures.
Thank you.
All right, so that's the quiz question. So, what happened in the late 60s after that? Anyone remember? Hair. Oh, Calcutta. Nothing but nudity on stage after that, right? That poor Fort Radish. So, in a Tempest? Yeah. You okay doing that, Steve?
Yeah.
Just wanted to check. All right. There you go. Early in Kathy's working class, she took on an impossible challenge, the deformed sea monster, Caliban, in the Tempest. And it was one of those standing ovation experiences, what she had. And she wanted to bring that back. And the actress that she worked with who played Prospero was in class for many years. And in this case, Cece has stepped in to play Prospero. And early on in the play, there is a phenomenal fight between the two of them. The intruder on the island, Prospero, and the sea monster, who has been taught and trained by Prospero, but now rejects. So there's betrayal, there's all kinds of juicy stuff in here. We didn't do much with the staging because we just wanted the raw dynamic between the two of them to come alive. Here we go.
Thou most poisonous slave, got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam, come forth!
As wicked do, as e'er my mother brush with raven's feather from unwholesome femme, drop on ye now! A southwest blow on ye, and blister ye all o'er.
For this, be sure, tonight thou shalt have cramps! Side stitches that shall pen thy breath up. Urchins shall forth in the vast of night, that they may exercise all work on thee. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycombs, each pinch more stinging than the bees that made them.
island's mine, by Sycorax, my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me, madest much of me, wouldst give me water with berries in it, did teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less that burn both day and night. Oh, and I did love thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the island, the fresh springs, the brine pits, the barren places and fertile. Oh, curse be on me for having told you all of that. Oh, all of the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on ye! For I am all the subject that you have that was once mine own king. And here you stymie in this hard rock, and keep from me the rest of the island.
Thou most lying slave, whom stripes may move, not kindness. I have used thee with humane care, filth as thou art, and lodged thee in mine own cell till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Would I had done it! I had peopled else this island with Calibans.
Abhorred slave, which any print of goodness wilt not take, being capable of all ill. I pitied thee. I took pains to make thee speak, and taught thee each hour one thing or other when thou didst not know thine own name, but footgabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words to make them known. But thy vile race had that in it which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore wast thou deservedly confined into this rock, whom had deserved more than a prison.
And my profit on thou teaching me all those words is that I learned how to curse. The Red Plague rid you for teaching me those words.
Hagseed, hence. Fetch us in fuel and be quick. Thou art best to answer other business. Shruggest thou malice? If thou neglectest or dost unwillingly that which I command, I will rack you with old cramps. Fill all thy bones with aches, make thee roar, that all the beasts in the island will tremble at thy din.
Oh, I must obey. These charms are so powerful. They would make my dam's god, Setebos, his vassal. Thank you.
$1949, the Pulitzer Prize and the Tony Award for Best Play goes to Death of a Salesman. A very dysfunctional family. The older brother comes home for a visit with the family, and he's sitting up late at night talking with his younger brother, Hap. And it's Hap's turn to tell a little bit what his life is about, and to brag a little bit. And in this case, we have #MeToo. What I'm going to ask you to do is actively participate. If you feel he's coming at you and it gets a little assaultive, or it gets a little too uncomfortable, put your hand up. He may love it. But give him a little feedback. You can be silent, give him a little physical feedback. Have a moment.
I gotta show some of those pompous, self-important executives over there that Hap Loman can make the grade. I want to walk into the store the way they walk in. But take those two we had tonight. Now, weren't they some gorgeous creatures? And I get that any time I want. Whenever I feel disgusted. The only trouble is, it gets to feel like bowling or something. I just keep knocking them over. And it doesn't mean anything. You're gonna call me a bastard when I tell you this. But that girl, Charlotte, that I was with tonight, she's engaged to be married in 5 weeks. I don't know what gets into me. Maybe I just have an overdeveloped sense of competition or something. But I went and ruined her. And furthermore, I can't get rid of her. And he's the 3rd executive I've done that to. And to top it all, I go to their weddings. You know how honest I am. But it's like this girl, see? I hate myself for it. Because I don't want the girl. And still, I take it. And I love it. Thank you.
Going back to Shakespeare for a moment, we have Mr. and Mrs. Macbeth. Familiar with it?
Yes.
Yes? One recommendation, don't stay overnight in their Airbnb. The king did it, didn't work out so well for him. But just before the murder, we have Mrs. Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, trying to get her husband to screw his courage to the sticking spot and get rid of the king. And in order for her to get her own courage into that place, she has a little incantation that she takes on. Cece's been actually working on a project on the Scottish play, and she brought this moment in of Lady Macbeth's with something I think really amazing that she added to it. And so, watch out, she's coming for you.
An Seala Sambialach. Nach Pasca me, nach Glade me. nach Dioname, ro kron. Anshiala sangyalach, nach Paskame, nach Gledame, nach Dioname, ro kron. Anshiala sangyalach, nach Paskame, nach Gledame, nach Dioname, ro kron. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up all passage and access to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, no keep peace between the fet and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall, you murthering ministers. Wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come thick night and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry hold. Hold.
Good.
I think so.
A few years ago, John Robin Bates wrote a play called Other Desert Cities. It was a Pulitzer Prize winning finalist play on Broadway. And I'm going to ask you to imagine yourselves as the family in this play. Here's the situation. You're an upper class family. You have heated political conversations. And the son in the family, as a young man, joins a counterculture organization, which winds up causing a horrific crime. You don't see the son again. It's 20-something years ago. You assume he died. He committed suicide. He's never, ever come back. The authorities never found him. And so, the daughter in the family